So we are aliens sounds like a film caught between familiarity and craftsmanship, narratively safe but visually accomplished enough to leave a strong impression anyway. The review basically frames it as a beautiful calling card for director Kohi Kadowaki rather than a major reinvention of coming of age anime. That distinction matters because the movie seems less interested in breaking genre convention than in executing them with sincerity and aesthetic precision. And honestly, that's not necessarily a weakness in anime. A huge number of modern coming of age anime film revolves around emotional rupture between friends, adolescent isolation, bullying, and longing for connection. The premise here of friendship destroyed by betrayal that emotionally scars a boy over several years fits squarely into that tradition. The review even acknowledges that long-time anime viewers will immediately recognize the formula. What appears to separate We Are Aliens from dozens of similar titles is its visual execution. The description of every frame looking like a work of art suggests Kadowaki is prioritizing atmosphere and emotional immersion over narrative novelty. The film apparently uses fairly traditional animation style rather than hyper stylized experimentation, but elevates it through composition, texture, and emotional framing that can often be more enduring than flashy innovation. The review also points out an interesting tonal divide. This sounds much closer to a youth oriented drama than many recent crossover anime hits. The after school special observation is probably the key qualifier. Films like Your Name or A Silent Voice balance adolescent themes with emotional or conceptual layers that strongly engage adults. However, the storytelling reportedly stays more directly aligned with younger viewers' emotional perspective, especially regarding friendship, conflict, and loneliness. That may explain why the reviewer found the central fallout somewhat melodramatic or trivial. Still, adolescence often does feel melodramatic from the inside, and the review concedes that emotional grounding works because the character remains empathetic and believable even when the conflict itself feels oversized. If audience emotionally buy into that friendship, the specifics of the argument matter less than the feeling of emotional devastation. The casting also seems well chosen. The performance from Roita Banto and Amane Okayama apparently bring the kind of heightened emotional realism associated with J drama, which naturally complements introspective youth stories like this. What makes the review balanced is that it doesn't pretend the movie is more groundbreaking than it is. It openly positions the film as a conventional storytelling elevated by craft rather than originality. But first feature often work best exactly that way. Not every debut has to redefine a genre. Sometimes the real achievement is proving a filmmaker has the technical control, emotional instinct, and visual sensibility to do something bigger later. That seems to be the real takeaway from VR Aliens. Maybe not a landmark anime yet, but potentially the beginning of an exciting directing career. Thank you for watching. Bye.